All right, I'm recording in.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Do you want to answer the pay question?
Yeah.
Okay, how much do you get paid?
So I get paid $23 an hour.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Is
Well, I
that...
get paid $23 an hour when working with Derek.
Mhm.
But if I like do some side jobs or something for friends, I usually take like $20 an hour.
Mhm.
Or sometimes if I'm just like doing like I'm designing a really small show, someone will pay me $600 to design a show or something.
So it's like flat rate stuff.
Yeah, flat rate stuff. But for my
For your
steady work,
assistant design job,
work
yeah.
is $23 an hour.
Mm-hmm. And is that... How do you feel about that?
The standard rate for a scenic assistant in New York is $20 an hour.
Yeah, I think 20 is pretty standard
20
across the
is,
board for a lot of stuff.
yeah. So 20, I'm happy with 23 for sure.
And is that livable?
I've found it to be livable. Yes. I live, a tiny New York apartment. I share a room with Hannah.
Hi. Yeah, we have roommates. We have two other roommates. It's 4 of us in this place.
So I mean, it's New York life. It's small.
Yeah, I think it's different depending on where you go. Because like 23 an hour is pretty good for. I mean, I wouldn't say you have an entry level job, but even as like I do carpentry stuff, so like loading in a set somewhere, my base rate is like $20 usually an hour.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Which yeah, is not bad. I don't think for something you just walk into for like 2 days and then it's not like a project that you're working on. But yeah, obviously the cost of living is really high here, and then I think it's just a different system totally in New York than it is like in regional theater. So it just depends on where you are, like what your money goes for. But yeah. Okay. Have you ever won an award?
I've ever won an award?
Mm-hmm.
No.
But you're just starting.
I have not. But the guy I'm working for won an Emmy, and he brought it in, and he used it to hold tissues. Like, yeah. So
what did he get the Emmy for?
He got the Emmy for Hairspray Live. He designed Hairspray Live. I don't know if any of you saw that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. How often do you get a job offer?
It depends. Like if I'm in, I think actually Hannah's more in a freelance kind of mode.
Yeah.
So Hannah can attest to this. I want her to answer this one.
It comes in waves. I don't know. It's kind of what you're applying for. I mean, obviously, summer stock season, you apply for like whatever, 15 jobs or something at a time, and then I feel like I get interviews like a ton, and then I mean, pretty much whatever you apply for. Well, that's not true. I was gonna say they get back to you. Half the time they don't. But yeah, I don't know. People get back to you, and then you get your interviews or whatever. I don't know. I've been lucky to get offers. Let me put it this way: is that I haven't been out of work longer than 2 weeks since I started freelancing in the city. Like, and I was really nervous about not having work sometimes, because it's my first time freelancing. But it hasn't really been a problem so far.
So the work is out there.
For sure. New York has so much going on. Yeah.
We both moved out here without a job.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I was really scared about that, but it's worked out.
It was one of my other roommates. It's okay.
So I mean, the offers depend on like how much you're applying. Honestly, you definitely have to go for it, but yeah, I mean, you have to work for it, but it's out there.
This is gonna take a minute, so whatever you gotta do.
Do you want me to? I'm gonna pause it.
All right, pause.
Okay, I'm recording.
We're back.
Okay. Did you struggle to make a living in theater?
Yeah. I'm still struggling. Every day's a struggle. No.
I don't know if that's fair.
No, yeah, it's not a struggle. I mean, it's not like the whole starving artist kind of trope or anything like that. Like it's I don't know. It's good work and it's fun. So it's not like this big struggle or anything. I think
I would say it depends on your idea of a living.
yeah.
Where like definitely we're making rent fine and like we're
Yeah.
eating food. Like it's not.
Yeah,
I'm definitely comfortable living, but I'm also not living like this huge lavish life. I don't know. You kind of just have to
yeah. But I mean
have like realistic expectations. But I'm not like uncomfortable. I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. And once you get like further in, I don't know if you like are at a more serious place or if you're at a place for a longer time. I feel like you're gonna be making more than like
Yeah.
the intro rate.
As
We're
you,
still pretty early on career
as you
wise.
get older and you get more years of experience under your belt, you get better. You
Yeah,
get
and you're
paid more.
taking higher position. Yeah,
Exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not like a dead end.
Yeah. For 2 years out, I think we're
yeah.
doing good.
Okay. What was your first play?
I guess my first play to design.
Sure. I don't know.
Well, going way back, designed Annie in high school. But I don't really want to count that.
We didn't have designers in high school.
Yeah. I think the first show I designed really was a show called... Oh my gosh, what's the name of that show? I think Jen worked on it. Medusa's Tale at Stephen F. Austin State University in the Black Box Theater there. And it had a turntable in it. And I remember because the design professor who eventually left told me that I couldn't do it. And so I really wanted to do it.
So you did it.
So I did it. But yeah, it wasn't very good. But that's
Was
okay.
it your freshman year there? Your first year
Yeah,
in
it was
college?
my freshman year there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. What jobs did you do before you made theater your career? Or have you only worked theater jobs?
I've worked like theater jobs in the summer, but like I've worked, like kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say like high school jobs, but like,
yeah,
like the part-time kind of works. Like I worked at Jason's Deli.
In high school?
Yeah, I was like a lifeguard for a couple summers in high school.
So then once you left high school, you have only done theater stuff since then? Or something?
Yeah, every summer has been theater stuff, and I worked in the scene shop at SFA, and yeah, so it's mainly just theater stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I've only done theater stuff too. My only other job, I worked at a grocery store for my first job ever, but...
I would say it definitely is, as, if you're interested in theater, people will pay you to do some entry-level theater stuff right now, so you should look into that. It's funner than working at Jason's Deli. So.
Yeah. What's your next project?
The next project that I'm assisting on is Heart of Rock and Roll, which is going in the Old Globe Theater in San Francisco. Just started it. Yeah, and it might move to Broadway after that, but we'll see.
Do you know how that's determined? Because I don't.
Yeah, I think it's some shows like Moulin Rouge is starting in Boston, but it's guaranteed to go to Broadway because it has such a big name to it. But smaller shows, I think it just depends on where they end up, how much money is dropped into them, the reaction of the crowd, and the Old Globe and critics' reviews and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the same thing that determines how long a Broadway show lasts.
Right.
It's just the producers deciding if it's worth it.
Yeah, if it's worth it.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the coolest theater experience you've done as part of a job?
The coolest theater experience I've done. I want to say something lame.
I mean, I feel like what you're doing right now. I guess I don't know your past, but seems like you're doing cool stuff now.
Yeah, I think So this was a fun one. We did this. We just were doing tech for the show called Jerry Springer, the opera, and it's takes place on the set of the Jerry Springer show, and then Jerry Springer goes to hell, and like the whole set kind of breaks apart and becomes hell, and it's just really fun and really funny. And I was able to sit tech for that, so that was just I don't know, a lot of fun. Just working on a show like at that level and being in the room with all those people, like talented people. I don't know, it was cool.
Yeah. If you weren't in your career, what would you do? And there's also a question that's like, if you had the chance to change your career, would you? So like, would you change it, and what would you change it to?
No, unless you count. Unless you count. I think the thing that was drilled into me at school,
Which school?
which is important, School of the
College.
Arts in college, was as a designer, you can design anything. So scenic design is what I love to do for theater. But it's important to remember that as a designer, I can design, architecture, I can design art installations, I can design music videos. I should keep my options open.
Yeah.
And that's something in the future I'm certainly interested in. Film, interior design, all those kind of avenues interest me, and I want to experiment and play in those kind of worlds.
But it's not like totally switching. It's not like...
Yeah, but I don't think that's switching.
Yeah.
That's just still pursuing what I want to do.
Yeah.
So other than that, no, I wouldn't switch. What I wanted to be before I found theater was aerospace engineer. I realized I wasn't very good at math. And I don't know. So that didn't work out. But yeah.
Yeah, I think that was cool about, or I guess I learned this in college, was that, like, there's so many different, it's not like theater, it's like, you could design lights for, like, a mall display, or, like, there's so many weird things that, like, your skill set in theater applies to, and there's so many avenues for that, like, people do that for their job every day, and it was cool to, like, I don't know, I feel like people, when you go, like, oh, I'm a theater major, people are like, oh, great, like, have fun working at RVs or some shit, or something. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's really dismissive sometimes, I think, when people go like, oh, you're in theater. And so I think a lot of the skill sets that you learn in theater are actually really applicable to a lot of other jobs. And especially in theater that you have to, like, hustle to get everything done is just, like, it's just a good mindset.
Yeah, a lot of the entertainment industry is really likes hiring theater people because theater... There's a deadline, and you have to get the job done on a certain day in the world of theater. The show must, it has to go up on this day. And a lot of, people who don't come from that background are like, oh, we'll just extend it another week. I don't need to rush and get this done. There's something about, like, the theater mentality of people, like, really getting stuff done.
You're like,
people,
well, we have seats sold,
people
so...
like to hire that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Let's see. I've asked most of these questions. Yeah, I think the last one is pretty much just, was the journey worth it?
Still on the journey.
Still on the journey.
Still on the journey, I think. So far, it's been worth it, but there's still a long way to go.
What do you...
Huh?
I guess describe the journey. I don't know. I feel like...
Describe the journey.
Yeah, like what you... Maybe we've kind of already talked about that.
Yeah.
High school theater, and then...
Yeah, it's I mean, and it's, putting in the time in college, and, when you go work somewhere, just, I don't care if you're a carpenter, I don't care if you're the janitor, I don't care what you're doing, show people that you care, that you
want to be there,
and that, you work hard. And people will remember you. It's a small industry.
Yeah. I think a lot of the battle is, like, being a person that other people want to work with, because even if you aren't, like, as skilled at something as other people are, if you are not a terrible person to work with, people will be more willing to, like, And if you're open to learning stuff, like, so if you don't know something and you're open to learning it, and also you're a cool person to work with,
Yeah.
that will probably get you hired over someone who knows a lot more and is just terrible.
Yeah.
So
Don't be a diva. Don't think. I mean, help out your friends. Do some creative stuff together. Just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't think you have to work on Broadway to like.
yeah, to be fulfilled or
Yeah.
successful.
Some of the best shows I've worked on were just these small shows. You know what? I
The shows
changed
we did in
my
California
coolest
were cool.
experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did this thing this summer at the Hangar Theater in upstate New York. And it was 4 young designers, set lighting, costumes, and scenic me. And we designed 8 shows in 8 weeks. And I mean, they were just, you had to like really throw them together. But it was just
Low budget too, right?
low budget, yeah, like $200 stuff. But it's some of the best stuff I think I've ever done because we were collectively all working, as a group and just having fun.
Problem solving, yeah.
Yeah, and it was one of the. I mean, that's why you do it. You don't. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. I hope that this was helpful. As you know, I'm sure some of you know, we're in theater, but we're in the background, so we don't talk a lot.
Yeah.
So I hope it wasn't too awkward.
Okay.
All right. On
Thank
that
you.
note. Bye.
Bye.